Good morning, everyone. Allison Turner here, Batcat Media Group, owner of Dream Plan Start Grow, which is my podcast and business coaching brand. I wanted to jump on here today and talk a little bit about overcoming limiting beliefs. So if you are in business, this is really talking about business, but all these concepts are good for life and business, this particular show. But I grew up playing tennis. So most people know that if you know me, but I grew up playing tennis. I played junior tennis. I played the national circuit in the juniors. And then I went on to play for Northwestern University up in the Big Ten on scholarship. But the one thing that you always heard in tennis was, tennis is 80% mental, 20% physical. So you could have all the talent in the world, but if you didn't have that mental toughness, that mental capacity, you wouldn't necessarily be the Roger Federer or the Serena Williams or the Novak Djokovic or whoever. You wouldn't be that person. I mean, you could have the same talent as them and you could beat them maybe on certain days, but to stay up at that level, that's a whole different ballgame. Think about a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant or someone like that who stayed at that level, that top level, their entire career. That's not easy. That's a tough thing to do day in and day out. You hear the stories of Kobe Bryant going back and practicing more and practicing more and practicing more. That's difficult. And you have to have that belief and you have to overcome that mental side of like, oh my God, I can miss a shot. You think about it, you're in the last quarter of a basketball game and you're up at the free throw line and this point is critical to your team's success. You have to be able to make that shot during that time. So when I played tennis growing up, I had challenges there sometimes. I mean, I was good and I never felt I was good enough, but anyone that can get out of national circuit and play college tennis, especially at the Division I level, is pretty good in tennis. No, I wasn't international. I didn't go on the circuit. I mean, I played some challengers during my college days, but I didn't want to. But I never felt I was good enough. And sometimes I see those patterns come over into the business side of what I do now too. And I have to recognize them and then refocus them a different way. But that's the beauty of business is you have to, you're going to pull in all the crap from your past. So if you had a failed business, you pull those in. If you had whatever happened in your childhood all the way up, just like it happens in any part of your life, it still pulls into the current business. And that's one of the biggest challenges I see in business coaching that I do is it's not just, okay, they have no clue how to set up the foundation and let's work on the brand and who are we marketing to and who are the ideal clients and all that stuff. It's also overcoming those limiting beliefs that you can make this business succeed. Hey, Joshua, thanks for jumping on. It's overcoming those pieces that, what if I don't get to that next level? So in business, it's that belief system you have to have, just like athletics, just like, any other big thing in life. You have to have that belief system that you're worthy, that you can do it, and recognize if there's stuff coming up from your past that's coming into play in your business. Recognize that because you can change that, but you have to recognize that. So I wanted to jump on here today and just talk about 5 steps essentially to overcome some of those limiting beliefs. So number 1, I just talked about is, identify those beliefs that you have. I mean, be open to identifying them. I mean, you can say, oh, well, like I could say tennis was 20 plus years ago. I don't have that. I don't still have that now. I'm a different person. But I guarantee you some of those have followed me in different endeavors of my life, and I can recognize that. And I can challenge those beliefs and say, you know what? I was a different person in my teens and early 20s. I didn't have the same confidence that I have now. I can recognize if I start going down that direction in business and say, you know what? I'm strong. I know what I'm doing, and I can keep moving forward. And I think that's where we need to really be honest with ourselves and recognize and then reframe. Number two, reframe those beliefs, that negative self-talk, because that's one of the biggest things you've got to get away from in, whatever you do in life, business, athletics, anything that you do, is getting away from that negative self-talk, because too often we're like, oh, you did it again. It can be just something like that. Like, you make some mistake, whatever it is. Oh, you just did it again. Your shoulders slump, your voice inflection goes down, that little voice in your head is saying, oh my God, here it comes again. But reframe that. Recognize it, challenge yourself with it, and reframe the negative self-talk. Number three is always seek new perspectives. And I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that's helped me in business is sometimes the people that you were with before aren't the people you want to be with in a new journey. Maybe they're holding you back. Maybe they are thinking too small, playing too small. You want to play at the level you are capable of playing. Forget who's around you. You want to play at that higher level. So think about, what are those limiting beliefs? Who's reinforcing those around you? And are you in groups that help you level up? So for example, Jack and I are both in a mastermind together. And so it's other business owners, but, we work to level each other up. And I think that's an important piece is, work to level, get in situations where people are challenging you. People are, getting you want to go to that next level. Seek out those mentors, those role models. And that's a really important thing in business. You don't need to be around the same people, and you can still have friends, but maybe those friends aren't the people that are going to help you level up in a business, because maybe they don't own a business and they don't understand owning a business. And that's okay. That doesn't that they can still have their friend category over here, but then you want to have a group of people that are supporting you in the business side. That could be a business coach, it could be a business mentor, it could be a mastermind, it could be other business owners. But you want to keep leveling up in that journey. Number four, take steps outside of your comfort zone, because too often when we have those limiting beliefs, we stay in kind of that one zone when we don't want to push ourselves outside of the zone. But take those steps outside of the comfort zone. How do you continue to get better? How do you continue to go to that next level? Because in business, just like athletics, and I can liken it to athletics since I grew up playing tennis, it's always, what's that next step? How am I getting better? How am I going to serve more people? How am I going to serve more businesses? How am I going to help others impact the world in a positive way? I'm always looking for those opportunities. And just like I was in athletics, I was always looking for, how do I continue to get better? And sometimes the journey, in business, the journey can be long, but it's always recognizing that each day has its unique challenges and its unique gifts to improve. And then finally, just recognize again that self-talk, and then be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Because too often, we get to the end of the day, and I've talked about this on some of my other live streams, is, we get to the end of the day and we don't celebrate our wins. Hey, I went live today. That's a great win for me. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have done it. Hey, I recorded a podcast today. Awesome. Hey, I, spent time on this today. Great. So really celebrate those wins and be kind to yourself. So if you see and you hear those voices in your head, just recognize them. You don't have to berate yourself or anything like that. Just recognize them and be like, you know what? That doesn't serve me now. I am this person. And I think that's the best gift we can give ourselves. So if there's any question that you have for me, feel free to check out my website. I do offer like a 15-minute complimentary consultation there, and check out, more of my podcasts, which you can get to from theallisonturner.com as well. But I really love to interview other entrepreneurs and learn how they got their start and how they're leveling up their game, because in the end, that helps me level up my game. So thank you for those who are able to join me on the live stream today. And I look forward to getting back out here again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.